Yo, what up? We back with CT's RPT, Real Prison Talk with Wes. And I just want to set some things clear along the lines of why I do what I do, you know? It's not just because I'm bored and just want to be talking out my ass. I'm trying to show people what my life was. And hopefully somebody out there could see, because a lot of these niggas, they ain't gonna give you the real. These niggas is coming home from jail and they like, yeah, man, I was in there fucking niggas up. I was slapping niggas around. I was doing this. I was doing that. I was doing that. And it's a lot of good brothers in there that's really going through it. They ain't gonna tell you that. Man, I was in my cell crying at nighttime. They come home, especially the ones that go to jail, come home all buff, and kids is looking at that shit, glorifying that shit like, yo, so-and-so went to jail. He big as fuck when he came home. And I want to show y'all the ugly side that a lot of brothers is afraid to expose. You know, that's why I try to have like the lifers call and I try to ask what's going on, because if I could reach one kid out there and get him to say that should sound crazy, and I don't want to be there. I don't want to experience that. Through my experiences, then that I'm satisfied. If I could get one kid to say, you know what, I'm going to start reevaluating the decisions that I made, because that doesn't sound as cool as the big homie that just came home making it sound. I'm satisfied. If I could get two, I'm hyped. If I could get three, I'm more than hyped, and so forth and so on. But it's a big difference between seeing it and living it. I lived it. A lot of these cats out here, they just see it. So I was the one that they came to my cell, woke me up. Smith, come on, get up, get out the cell. We about to shake your cell down. Send dogs through my shit. Had a dog all jumping up on my bed. I gotta get my sheets changed and all that. Or they tear my shit up just for them to be like, all right, we finished. Go back. And I had to endure that, you know? And I got to the point where I just became numb to that shit. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. The one thing that I hate about prison the most, and I done been through all types of wild shit in there, you know? But the shit that I really don't like the most is them fucking shakedowns. The whole facility's locked down. And they do this twice, sometimes 3 times a year. The maxes, I don't know what's worse though, because I don't been through the shakedowns in the maxes. I don't been through a shakedown in the mediums. And the maxes, you already locked in a cell. So I'm locked down in a cell. You shut down all movement. I can't come out the cell to use the phone. I can't even come out the cell to take a shower. Mind you, I remember I had one officer that was kind enough, because a lot of times it's up to the officer's discretion. They would, on a perfect day for them, they would rather us stay in our damn cell. They don't care about that shit. They'd rather us stay in our cell. Now they could sit in the bubble, play on their phone, text their peoples, do whatever they want to do and get paid for it. That's a perfect day's work. So I forgot the lady's name. It was a Jamaican lady. But she said an announcement. Anybody want to use showers, I'm going to let y'all come out and use the showers. And then she came back and was like, if anybody want to use the phone, I'm going to come cell by cell. She popped our cells and let us use the phone. But that's the exception. That's not the norm. The norm is your ass is locked in that cell. You ain't coming out for no shower. You ain't coming out for no phone. You ain't coming out for nothing. Not until they shake, not just until they shake down your cell or your unit, till they do the whole damn jail. And this shit could take up to a week. I remember when they found my boy was selling cell phones and that shit, and they got hip to his game because he was dealing with too many people. So somebody got caught with a phone and told him where it was coming from. He had his phones up inside of the intercom. He had a machine, he had a tool to open up his intercom so that he could put his cell phones in there. Dude had like 14 cell phones roaming around the jail. When they came in his cell, he had about 6 or 7 of them inside that intercom. But when they found out about that little spot, they locked the whole jail down so that they could come. They went and got themselves a tool now, like he made his tool. They went and got themselves the tool to open up every cell's intercom, on top of shaking it down. When I say shake down, for people that not jail lingo savvy, a shakedown is just the officers coming into your cell where you live, wherever your living quarters are, and disrupting everything. They flip your mattress. They throw all your clothes all over the place, over the floor. When you come back in your cell, it look like a tornado hit that shit. But they're really searching for contraband. And in this case, they were searching for cell phones. So that shakedown must have lasted about 18 days. I remember my family calling jail because my peoples were used to me using the phone. At least once a week, my peoples heard from me. And then another I had another female that I was dealing with that heard from me 3 times a week. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. She made sure to have money on that phone so I could call. So now, 18 days, that's a little over 2 weeks. So my family started getting worried and calling. And I couldn't do nothing about it. You could write, but shit, by the time that shit gets to your peoples, you write, it's not like writing somebody in the world. When you write, that shit has to go to the mail room. It has to be reviewed. They might get that shit a week and some days later. It ain't like in the world, you write something, I write a letter right now, I send that shit in the mail. Person might get that shit in 3 days. Shit in there, you give it about a week cushion at least. So I didn't write because I thought that actual normal shakedowns really only last a week. So in my head, I'm like, if I write them and tell them that we on a lockdown, by the time they get the letter, we'd be off. So I'll just wait till we come off and I'll call them on the phone, which is a lot faster. As soon as you pick up the phone, the call goes through. So the first week went, I didn't write. Then the second week, I had the same attitude, like, well, shit, we gotta be about to get off. So if I write, if I write them now, if I'd have wrote them last week, yeah, they would have got it by this week. But since they didn't, if I write them now, by the time they get it, we gonna be off. And little shit that motherfuckers overlook in the world is not so little in jail, like a stamp in an envelope. So you in prison, nigga, like, I ain't wasting this envelope if I ain't gotta waste this envelope. Like, if I could just wait and call you on the phone, I'm gonna save that money. Envelope is 2 soups. Soups is money in jail. So I figured, damn, I should have called. I should have wrote. Since I didn't, I might as well wait. So after the second week, my people started calling up, not knowing that they shaking this whole shit down. And they was specifically looking for phones at that time. And they was going through everybody's intercom. And that's why it took longer than it would normally take. But shit, 18 days in that motherfucker. You eat every meal in there. You bird bathing in there. It ain't no coming out for no showers. And I don't know what's worse. Either there or the mediums, because when my level dropped and I went to a level 3, you no longer in the cell. Now you in the dorm. And you would think that it would be better. But shit, I think I was better in the cell because at least I could get up. When you in the dorm and you on lockdown, you confined to that motherfucking bunk. At least in your cell, you could get up, walk around, and within that cell, of course. But do whatever the fuck you want to do. When you on lockdown in the mediums, your ass is on the bunk. Especially if you're on the top bunk. There's no reason for you to jump down unless you going to the bathroom. You ain't using no phone. You ain't taking no shower. Your ass is just sitting on that bunk. And I think it's like I said, I think it's better in the maxes because at least you in the cell with your celly. Y'all could get up and play cards or chess or whatever the fuck you want to do. And then the mediums, you just sitting on that bunk. And then the fact of looking around and seeing everybody else sitting on their bunk doing the same thing, it just makes it seem even more fucking depressing. So I don't know. Some dudes rather be in a cell. Some dudes rather be in a dorm. I was one of the dudes that the whole time I was in a cell, I said, I can't wait to get to a dorm. When I get to the dorm, I said, shit, cell wasn't as bad as I thought it was, you know? Now I'm living with 180 motherfuckers in this dorm, and I got just my living quarters is just consists of the bunk bed that I live on. You get a locker under your bunk bed. And all my property, I was a nigga that been down for a while. All my property had to go in that locker. Whereas when I was in the cell, it's like this room I'm in right here. All my property, if you look, this is all my property and shit. So I don't know if y'all can see that, but this is all my shit. Imagine having to try to stuff all of that. And I only been here for 3 months. Imagine what you accumulate in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Over the years, I accumulated some shit. Now you telling me that since my level dropped, I gotta stuff my whole life for the past 5 years into one locker. They don't want extra bags lying around. You gonna have to throw that shit away, send that shit home. That's your issue. That's your deal. You deal with it. You gotta get your whole life into that locker. Yeah. So my message for today is find out both sides of the coin, you know? Don't let these brothers come home and a lot of dudes come home. When we come home with a thirst and a hunger that dudes that been on the street or don't have. So a lot of times we will come home and supersede dudes that been home already. Because the shit that we've been through has prepared us for life. At least the dudes that's smart enough to take their experiences and use them to their advantage do. But everybody ain't gonna tell you how grimy and how gritty it is, you know what I mean? Dudes don't want to show that pain because I guess they think that's a sign of weakness. So they only want to show you their strength. I'm here to let you know that I don't lived it. I don't seen it. I don't seen that pain up close. Came to a max with 12 years thinking that I had a lot of time until I got in a cell with a dude that had 45. I got to the point where I said, I'm not even asking nobody how much time they got no more. But use my experiences and use my stories, you know, because I try to drop a jewel, at least one, in every recording. Take that, take heed to it, take the advice, and make the right decisions in life. On that note, we're going to wrap it up. Do the right thing. Hit the subscribe button if you ain't hit that subscribe button. I appreciate the support. I appreciate all the love. Shout out to everybody that hit me in my DM on Instagram, wes.smith.129. Until next time, peace.